The rain fell in heavy sheets as Emily, an artist seeking inspiration, stumbled upon a dilapidated mansion nestled at the edge of a forgotten forest. Its towering facade was marred by time, windows shattered and walls covered in ivy. Yet amidst the decay, Emily felt a peculiar pull, as though the house itself beckoned her to cross its threshold. Intrigued, Emily ventured inside, her footsteps echoing through the desolate corridors. The air was damp and musty, and the flickering light from her lantern cast eerie shadows on the peeling wallpaper. As she explored further, she discovered a grand ballroom adorned with dusty chandeliers and moth-eaten tapestries. At the far end of the room, her gaze settled upon a portrait that hung ominously on the wall. The painting depicted a strikingly beautiful woman, her eyes captivating yet unsettling. Her lips curled into a faint smile that seemed to conceal a malevolent secret. Emily's heart raced as she felt the gaze of those painted eyes bore into her soul. The longer she stared, the more she became convinced that the woman's expression was changing, evolving into something darker and more sinister. Unable to tear her gaze away, Emily suddenly felt a cold hand brush against her cheek, sending a shiver down her spine. Startled, she turned, but there was no one there. Panic clawed at her as she hurried to leave the ballroom, yet her curiosity had been ignited, and she couldn't resist the allure of the portrait. Over the next few days, Emily found herself consumed by the painting. She would spend hours studying its every detail, losing herself in the depths of those unblinking eyes. Sleep eluded her, replaced by an obsessive need to uncover the truth behind the haunting image. One night, as the moon hung low in the sky, Emily's lantern flickered and died just as she entered the ballroom. The room was plunged into darkness, the only illumination coming from the eerie glow emanating from the portrait itself. A whisper, soft as silk, danced through the air, echoing with a haunting melody. Emily's heart raced, and she stumbled backward, her mind clouded with fear and fascination. In the moonlight, the woman in the portrait seemed to move, a slight shift of her lips, a flutter of her lashes. Emily's breath caught in her throat as realization dawned upon her. The woman was alive, trapped within the confines of the canvas. "You freed me," the woman's voice echoed in Emily's mind. "Now, you must take my place." A chilling chill crawled down Emily's spine as the room seemed to close in around her. Desperation gripped her, and she turned to flee, but the doors were sealed shut, as if the mansion itself had conspired to keep her within its walls. The woman's laughter, melodic yet filled with malice, surrounded her. Days turned to nights, and Emily found herself weakening, her body growing frail as her life force was drained. The woman in the portrait grew more vibrant, her smile widening with each passing hour. Emily's artistry had unleashed a curse, binding her to the painting and the mansion, while the woman, now free, reveled in her newfound light. In a last-ditch effort to break free from the curse, Emily mustered the strength to paint. She sketched her own likeness, pouring her fading essence into the canvas with each brushstroke. The mansion trembled, and the woman's face contorted in agony as Emily's painting emitted a blinding light, shattering the curse that had bound her. The mansion began to crumble, its walls collapsing in on themselves. Emily's body grew weak, her life force nearly extinguished. But as the mansion fell, a portal opened in the sky, revealing a glimmering path to the afterlife. The woman, realizing her salvation was slipping away, let out a guttural scream that resonated through the crumbling ruins. As Emily's last breath left her body, she was pulled into the portal, her lifeless form disappearing into the light. The mansion collapsed in on itself, the cursed portrait consumed by the inferno. The forest, once shrouded in darkness, was illuminated by a brilliant burst of light as the curse was finally broken. Years later, the mansion's ruins became a local legend, a place said to have once harbored a dark secret. Emily's name lived on, whispered by those who visited the forest, a tragic tale of an artist who had paid the price for her curiosity. The portrait, now a mere memory, was lost to the ages, its malevolent energy vanquished by the sacrifice of a young woman who had been lured into its chilling embrace.